For the main topic today, we are going to be covering HopeFilled Financial FootStep number 7, pay off your mortgage. Now, Dave Ramsey gets a lot of grief when he says that people should pay off their mortgage as soon as possible once they get to, I believe it's baby step 6 in his process. I actually made a reference to baby step 6 when I called Dave Ramsey for the whole 8% thing.
I feel, from what I've been running the numbers with, that I'm on the teetering edge of coasting financial independence. And I'm trying to best understand my plan with the end in mind. So how I'm going to turn that nest egg when I retire into income. I found on your website a little article that talks about 4 to 5% withdrawal rate. If I can establish financial independence comfortably, then I was wondering if I could ease up on baby step 4 to pay off the house faster.
So why is Dave criticized for saying you should pay off your mortgage as fast as possible once you hit baby step 6? Well, criticism found very solid ground as we went through the pandemic recently because interest rates on mortgages fell so low. Historic lows, we're talking 2-3% interest rates out there. If you are lucky enough to be holding on to one of these very low interest rate mortgages, you know that you could probably take your income and put it in a high yield savings account. And that will generate more interest than what you're being charged on your mortgage. So why would you put money toward your mortgage, extra money toward your mortgage, in order to get rid of this very low interest rate if you can invest it? Because the math says that you're going to want to exercise an arbitrage opportunity here. Mathematically, your net worth will be optimized if you hold on to that mortgage as long as possible and invest what you would otherwise be using to pay the mortgage off extra fast. And I'm perfectly happy if that's the path you want to go down, as long as it doesn't violate the third facet of paying your mortgage off that we'll talk about at the end of the main topic. But there's a different goal that I want you to consider and weigh against optimizing or maximizing your net worth in the future, and that is increasing your degrees of freedom, your degrees of financial freedom today. You see, the mortgage very likely represents the largest expense that you have in your monthly budget. I want you to take a moment and imagine what would happen if the dollars going toward your mortgage were not promised away to your mortgage next month. What would you do with that money? What could you do if you had that money to either spend, save, or give every month from now until retirement? For me, I have a whole swath of financial goals that I would like to pit that money against. Primarily savings goals. I'd like to save up so my family can buy a minivan in the near future. I'd also like to take my family on a really nice vacation. It's been a while since we've done something that was a little bit more extravagant. But paying off your mortgage does more than just increase the degrees of freedom in your budget. Paying off your mortgage early decreases your overall needs every month. It decreases how much money you need to make in order to survive. And this can give you a lot more freedom with how you choose to exercise your time in the working world. Let me put it like this. I know people who feel like they are stuck where they are career-wise, that they can't move up and they can't move jobs because they are scared that moving jobs represents an instability. They feel stuck where they are because so much of their income is already promised away. And being in this situation makes a career change or a job change much scarier. And I get that. Now, in contrast, paying off your mortgage allows you to either cut back on hours with a current job where you'd otherwise feel stuck, or switch career paths to something that you enjoy more, even if it comes at the expense of taking a pay cut. The degrees of freedom that you have for your working life really open up once you have a roof over your head that's paid for. Now, again, how fast you pay your mortgage off depends on what you value. Do you value maximizing your net worth and taking advantage of the optimal mathematics with your financial decisions? Or do you want to increase your degrees of financial freedom in your budget and your working life? And by and large, in my opinion, under the HopeFilled Financial FootSteps, you have the degrees of freedom to choose either path that's right for you, as long as you are following the next guideline. And that is that your mortgage is paid off before you retire. Because when you retire, keeping a mortgage around is no longer just a degrees of freedom question. It's going to start introducing a heavy risk to your financial future. Your burn rate in retirement is what's going to be used to determine how much you need to retire. Because a mortgage is likely your most expensive expense, your most expensive need every month, removing it is one of the most efficient and effective ways to decrease how much money you need to retire, to the point it has the potential to even move your retirement date up closer. And if retiring early is something that interests you, we've covered that in a couple past episodes. So getting rid of your mortgage before you retire not only makes retirement much more achievable, but it makes retirement less risky. You see, if we have the ability to be flexible with our money in retirement and we're able to decrease our withdrawal rate, we're able to decrease the risk we're exposing ourselves to when it comes to our distribution rates. If our nest egg ends up being too small and our burn rate ends up being too high, our necessities could result in a distribution rate in retirement that cannot be quelled by flexible distribution rates or strategies like the portfolio waterfall. Even if you don't feel like your current burn rate with a mortgage would represent a super risky distribution rate in retirement, getting it cleared up beforehand is going to give you more flexibility. It's going to give you the opportunity to, in the worst of worst situations, be able to weather through market storms that could have otherwise sunk your retirement boat early. And with that, HopeFilled Financial FootStep number 7 can be summarized like this. Establish a plan where your mortgage will be paid off by the time you are ready to retire. And if you value maximizing your net worth and you have a very low interest rate on your mortgage, feel free to enjoy the arbitrage opportunity. Or, regardless of your interest rate, if you value degrees of freedom, go ahead and start chipping away at your mortgage and get it paid off as soon as possible. Now, I want to know, what do you value in your plan? Do you agree that your mortgage should be paid off before retirement? Do you value the arbitrage opportunity and maximizing your net worth? Or do you value the degrees of freedom more? Please let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe to the HopeFilled Financial Podcast, so that until next week, until next Tuesday, we can together budget bravely and enjoy our hope-filled financial futures. Now again, whether no. Now again. Again. I got this.